So this is for the radial symmetry project. You're going to want to pull in your image from the radial symmetry assignment, which is assignment 2.2. And once you pull in that image into Photoshop, you're going to see that it's probably locked. You're going to want to unlock that. Okay, certainly the first thing that you'll want to do. And then what I like to do is I like to make a new layer. Sorry, layer, new, layer, new, layer. I was waiting to get that wrong the third time. Then I drop it to the bottom. I go down and I get my gradient tool, which is the paint bucket right here. Back layer, I'm going to change this to white. And then I'm going to flood fill the back layer. So if I turn off the layer, there will be white. Okay. Now I want to get the design all by itself. Magic wand tool, which would be W. I'm going to try by hitting the black first. Always make sure you're on the right layer. That's where I messed up. Okay, so I'm hitting the black first. Then I'm going to go to layer. Sorry, not layer. I'm going to go to select inverse. B for brush. Use white. Get rid of everything else. And Keegan's was working out really easy for this. I'm going to deselect it. Thing looks great. A little bit of cleanup. I can certainly go in if I want to, and I'm going to go into the filter gallery. I'm going to see if there's any way that I can make this look better, where I'm like, oh, that looks awesome. I'm going to do this quick because I'm trying to actually make this a quick tutorial. I'm going to hit poster edges. Actually, poster edges helped quite a bit. So let me pull up the edge intensity. Let's pull up the edge thickness. Not helping either way. Pull up the posterization. Also not helping in any way, but I'm going to hit that. That seemed to help out a little bit. Then I'm going to go to filter, again down to filter gallery. Zoom back out again. This time I'm going to, let's try, I don't know, I'm going to try Sumi. What do I get? Ah, cool. That darkened it up quite a bit. That seemed to work out. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to play around until I get something that I'm happy with. So now I have this image, and so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to select the black, okay, and then I am going to hit Control C, Control V. So I'm going to have it on a thing by itself. If I turn off the bottom layer, you can see what I've got now. I've got that. Right. And then I'm going to go to my back layer, and I'm actually going to cover this over. So I'm going to hit B for brush. It's white, and I'm going to get rid of the back. Now I know I got rid of the back by turning off and on the layer. And for this purpose, I'm going to turn off the back 2 layers so that it's on the checkered background, which means that there is literally nothing there. I'm going to select the black again. I'm going to hit Control T for transform. Let's try that again. Control T for transform. There it is. So I'm going to shrink this down. And this is one of the things that I'm going to have to do, is I'm going to have to shrink this to get radial balance. So I'm going to shrink this. I'll get it about that size, seems fine. I'm going to turn back on my background. Okay. It's still selected. I'm going to hit Control C for copy, Control V for paste, Control T for transform. And I'm going to pull this one down. And then I'm going to pull down and I'm going to flip it. Okay, remember, radial balance is where you have a balance of things around a point. So I'm going to do that. Lengthen it out a little bit. There we go. Enter. So now I have 2 layers, and they each, okay, if I turn them off and on again, you can see how that works. And I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. There we go. Now I'm going to hit Control V as in Victor again, so that I have another one. So I'm going to take this one, And let's see, how do I want to make this one work? So I could put it in here, I could put it over here. I might want to have this flip a little bit. So I'm going to hit Control T as in Tom. And I'm going to have that one flip like this. But I'm going to put it on, do I want it on this side? I can also take it and I can turn it. Okay, I can turn it that way, which obviously got it back to the exact same thing. So I'm going to flip it again. I'm going to turn it. Oh, I don't like that. Ooh, maybe we'll go this direction. So I'm going to play with this a little bit. Is the whole point, is to play with it, see what you can get, and see that you get some radial balance. And again, radial balance is balance which is around a given point. Okay. Now remember, Control T as in Tom is transform. So I've got that. Now I'm going to hit Control V again. I'm going to get another one. And this one, I'm going to hit Control T, and I'm going to turn it this way, so that they're kind of like following each other a little bit. Almost looks like a squid. Okay. So we'll go with that. Okay, great. Now you can see that over on my layers. I've got 4 layers, which are all transparent. Okay, so I'm going to select all 4 layers. I'm going to right click. I'm going to hit Merge Layers. Okay. Now they're all on one layer, and when I go to move them, they're all going to move as one. It just simplifies things in this case. Okay. And now just for contrast, let's go with, I don't know, I'm going to go into the background, so layer 0. And we'll get into labeling layers a little bit later. G for gradient. There we go. It's just helping out with the contrast a little bit. I can see it a little bit better. So that's one possibility. Another possibility, I'm going to go backwards a whole lot. So I have just one. Great. So I'm going to take, I'm going to go back a few more times. There we go. I want this one. So I'm going to take this one and move it down. I'm going to move to the side, and I'm going to see, well, how can I overlap these? Okay, maybe I'll do that. Control V, another one. Okay, how can I overlap this one without it getting weird? And it might just get weird. That's okay. Let's try that. Okay. Control V, another one. Let's take this one. There we go. Okay, this is also radial balance. Now, you really can't tell what's going on here, and it's getting very confusing. But it's still radial balance because it's going to be around a point. I'm going to go back to my 4 layers, right-click, merge those layers. And now in the center, I'm going to go to my white. And I do understand that a lot of this is going to be confusing. You're going to be like, I have no idea, what's going on here. Well, mine is going step by step over and over and over again. It's really hard to teach this stuff minus you playing with it. And these assignments, beyond getting a logo, are designed to kind of make you have to go through and play with the program. So I'm going to go like that so I have a kind of a clear center. Remember that they're all together again. So I can hit Control T and I can shrink it, pull it down over here, and hit check. The other way beyond Control T is I can go to Edit, Transform, but this time I'm going to go to, let's go to Warp. And I can take these individual points. There we go. I like this better. It's kind of looking more like sort of a weird Superman symbol. But I like the design better. Okay, so that's always a possibility. One of the other things I could do is I could hit Control I. Oh, that did not work. Why did that not work? I must have something selected here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's why. So I'm going to hit G for the paint bucket, and I'm going to fill the background. And let's see what we got here. Okay, so I still have these spaces that I need to fill. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to invert the values, but I didn't have any values to invert. So the computer kind of freaked out. And I could also do this. Let's just do this. I'm going to merge these layers. And I still have that problem. There we go. There we go. Merge layers. Then I'm going to hit Control-I. Okay. That looks even better. So what your goal here is to create 3 different possibilities, starting with your design from 2.2, and you want to use Radial Balance, trying to make something which goes from the center out. And if I go back to our Radial Balance assignment, these are some examples. Not that I necessarily think they are the best examples, but they are some examples. So that's what you should be doing today.